Welcome to the Human 5.0 Project, the podcast where we cut straight to the breakthroughs that matter, the show where science meets self-optimization. I'm your host, Ultimate Biohacker 10X, and here we break down the real research, real data, and real dosing behind modern biohacking, from compounds and peptides to techniques, devices, lifestyle strategies, and performance protocols. Most people jump in and jump out before they get the gold, so we're keeping it tight and delivering the essential insights you need without the fluff. If you've taken the time to hit play, we'll make sure you walk away with valuable knowledge that can transform your approach to longevity, health optimization, and beyond.
If your energy crashes at 3 p.m., your brain feels foggy, and your workouts feel like dragging a truck uphill, you don't need more motivation. You need better mitochondria. Because mitochondria aren't just powerhouses, they're your body's energy economy. How you make ATP, how you burn fat, how you handle stress, and how resilient you feel. Knowing mitochondria exist is like knowing where your fuse box is. If you're tweaking the house, you better not flip wires blind. These organelles crank out 90% of your energy, so any biohack, cold plunge, keto, red light, it hits them first. When levels of NAD crash with age, your power drops, your mood dips, your skin sags, recovery tanks. Once you understand that, every hack stops being a random Instagram noise, and it becomes a targeted upgrade to the factory that keeps you alive. Skip understanding them, and you're just guessing why you crashed after that fancy supplement. Grasp the basics, and suddenly exercise timing, sleep hacks, and even that spicy meal all click into one clean system. Short version, they're the engine. Learn the dashboard before you push the pedals. Tonight, Mitochondria for Dummies, what they are, how they make energy, why they fail in the modern world, and the real levers that rebuild them. No PhD required. Let's fire this one up. Hey team, welcome back to the Human 5.0 Project. I'm Ultimate Biohacker 10X on the mic, straight facts, zero filler. Quick disclaimer, this is for educational purposes only, certainly not medical advice, and if you have severe fatigue, fainting, chest pain, or extreme exercise intolerance, get evaluated. All right, mitochondria. Say it with me, mitochondria. Singular is mitochondrion, but nobody says that in real life. Picture your body as trillions of tiny cells. Each cell is like a mini city, and inside that city, you've got a bunch of little factories called mitochondria. Their main job is simple. Take food and turn it into ATP. ATP is your cell's cash. Every single thing you do, thinking, lifting, healing, digesting, it spends ATP. So when mitochondria are struggling, your cells, well, they run out of cash. You feel tired, foggy, weak, moody, and snacky. When they're humming, you feel alive. Now here's the fun fact that always blows people's minds. Mitochondria weren't originally you. A couple billion years ago, an ancient bacterium got swallowed by a bigger cell, and instead of being digested, it moved in and became a permanent roommate. We know this as symbiosis. That's why mitochondria have their own DNA, and why you mostly inherit them from your mom through the egg cell. Translation, you have ancient bacterial descendants living inside your cells, generating your energy. They're basically symbiotic aliens powering your life. Pretty cool, right? All right, good. Okay, don't zone out because this is a simple version. You eat food, it gets broken down into smaller pieces. Glucose from carbohydrates, fatty acids from fats, and amino acids from protein. Those pieces get processed and fed into the mitochondrial machinery. Inside, it's basically a 3-step factory line. 1. Prep step. Strip energy off the fuel. Your body strips electrons off food bits. Think of electrons as energy tokens. Those energy tokens get loaded into carriers like little electron taxis. 2. The electron transport chain. Think of it as a conveyor belt. These electron taxis deliver tokens to a chain on the inner mitochondrial membrane, basically a conveyor belt, passing energy down the line. As that energy moves, the mitochondria pump protons across the membrane, building pressure. 3. ATP synthase. This is the turbine. Then the protons rush back through a turbine-like protein called ATP synthase, and it literally spins, and that spin forces ADP and phosphate to become ATP. It's like a hydroelectric dam, but microscopic. Electrons create the pressure spins the turbine prints ATP cash. And oxygen matters because it's the final catcher at the end of the chain. If oxygen delivery is low, the line backs up and energy production drops. That's why cardio capacity, lung function, blood flow, iron status, all of it touches mitochondrial output. And different tissues have different mitochondrial needs. Heart cells, they're packed. Muscle cells, packed. Brain cells, packed. Liver, packed. You get it. So if mitochondria are underperforming, it hits the exact systems you care about: energy, focus, mood, training output, recovery, fat loss, resilience under stress. And when mitochondria get damaged through aging, poor sleep, chronic stress, ultra-processed diets, low activity, you can see chronic fatigue, brain fog, faster aging signals, metabolic issues, and a higher risk profile for modern diseases. Here's the key. Mitochondria adapt to demand. If your lifestyle signals low demand, your body builds fewer engines. If your lifestyle signals high demand but no recovery, you burn these engines out. So the goal isn't more stress. The goal is smart demand and smart recovery. So here's a rebuild plan. It's not sexy, but it's effective. Lever 1, Zone 2 cardio. We've talked about this before. This is mitochondria multiplication. Zone 2 is that pace where you can talk, but you can't sing while you're working out. This is the build more engine signal. Protocol 30 to 45 minutes, 2 to 4 times a week. Lever 2, HIIT. This would be for mitochondria performance upgrades. Short bursts teach your system to handle demand spikes without crashing. Protocol 1 to 2 times a week, 6 to 10 rounds, hard effort, full recovery. Lever 3, lift weights. Glucose sink and metabolic stability. Muscle is a glucose sink and a metabolic stabilizer. Therefore, we've got to treat it right. Protocol 3 to 4 times a week, progressive overload, compound lifts. Lever 4, sleep. Repair and cleanup crews. Mitochondria repair at night. If you sleep like garbage, your energy economy collapses. Protocol, consistent bedtime and wake time, dark room, cool room, and less late night screens. Lever 5, food quality and protein. This is a material needed for building, okay? So you're building engines. Engines need materials, protein, micronutrients, minerals, and real food. So stop living on healthy snacks and eat actual meals. Lever 6, carb timing. This is for stability. Not no carbs, but smart carbs. If you're insulin sensitive, carbs around training can be great. If you're not, control the pattern. Simple move, put most carbs around training and avoid all-day grazing. Level 7, hormetic stress. Heat and cold done right. Sauna and cold can train resilience if you dose them like training, not like punishment. Sauna, 2 to 4 times a week. It usually works for many. Cold, only if it doesn't wreck your recovery or your sleep. And I do cold plunge 12 to 15 minutes a week, and I do it in 3 to 5 minute allotments, and I just spread it out. I try not to do it right next to the sauna, although there is conflicting data on whether or not it should be done separate or right afterwards, and I just choose to get it in at the same time. Supplements don't replace movement and sleep, but a few are mitochondria adjacent. Creatine, it's energy buffering, good training output. CoQ10, often more relevant as you get older. Magnesium, ATP processes depend on it. Omega-3s, helps inflammation control. Electrolytes, if you train hard, sweat, or run low carb. And there are some other things that we've talked about, like Mitopure or urolithin A and so on and so forth. But generally speaking, these are the ones that we need to really look at to begin with. The rule says the rule. If you're sleeping 6 hours and not moving, supplements are not going to work. So remember this. Do all the basics, and the supplements will have their biggest effect. So that's mitochondria in a nutshell. Ancient bacterial descendants powering your entire life, printing ATP cash every second. Treat them right, and they treat you right. Zone 2, lifting, occasional HIIT, real sleep, real food, smart stress. All right, smash subscribe, stay sharp, stay skeptical, and stay energized. This is Ultimate Biohacker 10X, and I am out. Thanks for listening to the Human 5.0 Project.
If you found value in today's episode, share it with someone who's ready to elevate their biology. Make sure to follow the show for weekly deep dives into peptides, protocols, devices, lifestyle strategies, and the science of high-performance longevity. Until next time, stay curious, stay optimized, and stay 10x.